Good evening and welcome dear viewers of KTV2 and your daily program Hala Kuwait, which covers all the events and activities and topics such as social, art, technical, medical, cultural, sports and political, and also hosts lots of artists, athletes, doctors, engineers and intellectuals in various fields. And all that in a daily half an hour except the weekends. So as you know, in Hala Kuwait, we usually start with a report. Ladies and gentlemen and our viewers, we have a report about the Kuwaiti citizen who lives in New York, celebrated Independence Day and Liberation Day. Let's watch how she celebrated all these days.
Kuwait TV. We're Kuwaitis in New York.
My name is Mohammed Al-Mash'an.
My name is Razan Al-Sarab.
My name is Al-Yamam Al-Awar.
And we decided to celebrate Kuwait's national holiday in New York City.
Although we had some problems with the weather and some issues with the sound, we made an awesome video.
I presented myself as an anonymous Kuwaiti girl in order to represent all the Kuwaiti students studying abroad.
We chose 32 balloons, all of which are from the Kuwaiti national flag, so we could celebrate Kuwait's diverse culture and friendly people. We also met different people from other nationalities as we walked throughout the city.
We took the balloons all over New York, starting from Times Square to Rockefeller Center to Union Square and to that tavern. All these locations are very prominent in New York.
We'd like to thank everyone who supported the video so far on YouTube and on Instagram. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for your comments and your wonderful support, and we wanted to present Kuwait in a very positive manner and to share our national day in this important day in New York City. So thank you guys so much.
We hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.
Welcome back, dear viewers, and it's good basically to see our students celebrating the basically Liberation Day and Independence Day, and I would like also to salute all our students, not only in the North American continent, also in Europe and everywhere. And it's good to see our students celebrating and feeling basically as if they were here in Kuwait. All the best for you, our students, in your studies and your courses. We'll move next. You know, dear viewers, I like this man. This is the king, you know, of the chess. So basically, if this man dies, you lose in this game. So today, our guest, he's a player, a national player, and he's the champion of Kuwait, and also coach in chess, and has a great mind in sport. He's also Kuwait's champion, as I said, in the same game for 2015. Dear viewers, let's welcome our Kuwaiti champion, Khaled Hashem. Khaled Hashem, it's my pleasure to have you, and it's my honor to have a Kuwaiti national player in chess.
The honor and pleasure is all mine. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين. يعطيكم العافية إن شاء الله. And I'd just like to introduce myself. My name is Khaled Hashem.
Yes.
And I am the Kuwait Chess Champion 2015. And it is an honor to be here on the show.
Thank you. Khaled, first of all, checkmate.
Yes.
So
that is,
you know,
signals the end of the game.
Yeah. So if he says checkmate, means your king is gonna die.
It's over.
It's over.
Yes.
So you
Both players shake hands and go home.
Or mingle around, or you know.
He tries to run away, wriggle away, but
yeah.
Depends on the players.
So what's the meaning of checkmate?
Checkmates. It originated a few hundred years ago. It actually means the Shah mats. As you can see, checkmate.
The death of the king.
Yeah, the death of the Shah.
This is in Persian or Farsi language.
It came from the Persian. And then it went to Europe, and Europe, they expanded it and made it check and checkmate.
Check and checkmate.
Yes.
Cool. So if we will talk about chess, what's the meaning of chess, or this word came from what?
The chess. It's a 2,000-year-old game. It's made up of 64 squares, each player having 16 pieces. It's 8 pawns, 2 rooks, 2 knights, 2 bishops, and 1 king and 1 queen. The queen being the strongest piece. The target or the goal of the game is to checkmate the opponent, kill their king, as you said earlier. And you can say it's a dance between 2 players. Each one trying to get
to read the other's mind.
That's the plan. But sometimes you have to use a little trickery
so you
to get by.
You basically make a move to only influence and affect that you are going the wrong way. So then you maneuver the other way around.
That's a strategic plan that's used all the time in chess.
So do you know when it started?
Exactly?
Yeah.
No one really knows. But they know it started around 2,000 years ago in India. Then it slowly expanded into the Arab world and then went to Europe.
So it's, let's say, started in Asia. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's say 2,000 years ago?
Approximately. One of the oldest games in the world.
And then basically goes to Europe, and then, you know, it takes its name from there.
Exactly. The kings, the knights. Yeah. Believe it or not, we have the bishop here.
Yeah.
Previously, it used to be called the elephants.
The the elephant.
That's why it came from India. Because in India, you know, past war times, you had elephants.
Elephants, yeah.
But of course, it doesn't look like an elephant. Just like a tall pawn.
Exactly. And that's true. That shows you're right. It comes from India. But and we call this is in English the queen, right?
The queen, exactly.
But when we translate it to Arabic,
it's not the Malika. It's the wazir.
It's the wazir. Okay.
The wazir. Yeah. There's no direct.
The minister.
Exactly, you can say that.
Okay, so as we know, chess is basically a 2-player strategy, a board game played on chessboard. But can you define it from your point of view.
From my perspective,
Yeah, your perspective, exactly.
it's like I said, it's a dance between two players, each one trying to achieve the same goal, which is victory. And this common goal, I guess, creates a lot of interesting moves, interesting ideas over the board.
Is that true? It makes you a smart guy?
Believe it or not,
Yeah?
there were studies made,
Seriously?
and it was proven
Yeah.
that students who played chess performed or outperformed their peers academically,
Seriously?
both in the mathematical and logical point of view.
So you think chess is very great?
The scientific data is there,
You see,
and it shows it's
you
fantastic.
see, me, I'm a kind of person I'd like to play it, but frankly,
Fantastic.
I have the basic, moves. I know these soldiers, they move forward. They can't move
Fantastic.
the other way around. And I know this guy, the castle,
The rook,
the rock, goes straight lines
straight line, and
and
left and right.
left and right. Okay, and this guy goes the L.
Yes, this is the most difficult piece we teach any new players,
L.
because it's a bit confusing. Not only L, it's always two moves, then left or right,
Okay,
which is
I see.
essentially a big L.
Two moves, left and right.
Yes.
Okay, and basically the bishop or the
bishop.
elephant goes side.
X.
X.
You always
ways.
think of it as X, diagonally.
Diagonal, exactly. And
This is the queen.
Queen.
The queen
Moves.
is basically a combination of both the bishop and the rook.
Okay,
So
so,
it moves
goes
a
diagonally
plus and diagonal, exactly.
and left and right.
The way we think about it is X plus plus.
Okay,
Yeah.
X plus plus.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, and this big guy.
The king, the big
king,
guy.
yeah.
Yes.
This
If you think
moves-
about it,
Yeah.
it's like the queen, but only moves one square, any direction.
Okay.
Because essentially, the king is supposed to be held back. He shouldn't be an attacking piece from the beginning. So that's why in the beginning, he's always the weakest.
Nice. Khaled, Hashim, when did you start playing chess?
Personally, probably when I was very young. But when I learned it and actually practiced it, I was probably back in the university days.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you finished university?
Alhamdulillah. Yes, I did.
So what was your major?
My major was business.
Oh, business administration.
Yeah, finance.
Oh, finance.
I guess you could say chess helped me out with that.
Oh, definitely.
Because there's mathematics
I
involved.
mean, who inspired you?
Who
in
inspired
chess?
me?
You know, I know there are big names, out there.
Absolutely.
Kasparov,
But it always starts
Tabarov, something
with
like
the
that.
guy next to you.
Huh?
It always starts with the guy next to you.
Next to you, exactly.
Or the player next to you.
Exactly.
Because there's women players also.
Mhm.
My inspiration was Badr al-Hajri. He
Badr
was the
al-Hajri.
Kuwait chess
Okay,
champion
yeah.
for over 10 years.
Oh,
Seeing him play in a tournament, seeing him playing games with people all around him, watching him play games
watching
and
him.
win one game after another was exciting.
Mhm.
I wanted that myself.
Okay.
the
So you
beginning
were
was
inspired by Al-Hajri,
Yes,
the,
Badr
the
al-Hajri.
ex-champion.
Not X, he's still in top.
He's still?
Yeah. Because last year he was the champion.
So,
I took it from him this year.
so in your experience,
Yes.
I mean, when you think the perfect time to start playing, like basically perfect age? I mean, don't you think sometimes, in early stages in your life, I mean, you're still a child, you still, you don't want to go deep down in these kind of games. What do you think? Is that true or
You're
no, this is
absolutely
nonsense?
right. We have a player actually.
Yeah,
He taught his son
Hmm?
when he was 4 or 5 years old,
okay.
but not the moves exactly.
Mhm.
But his son learned how to place or take the pieces and put them on squares
Mhm.
instead of just taking them and throw them there, taking it and putting them in his mouth, putting it on the rook. He realized that each piece belongs to a square.
Ah,
So for the beginning, for the first year or 2
Mhm.
years,
Mm.
he just moved pieces, not really the basic rules.
mhm.
But over time, he taught him a rule here, a rule there, how to win, how to take this pawn, and how to checkmate. He's now, I think, 8, 9 years old, and he can win a few good games.
Wow, amazing. That's really cool. I mean, what advantages you can get from chess?
Advantages. Well, it teaches patience, that's for
Okay.
sure.
Oh,
Oh yeah, it teaches also creative thinking,
okay.
critical thinking, and most of all, teamwork. Like for example, in the game of chess, you
You
have
said teamwork?
teamwork.
It means
Why?
how?
You're wondering.
How come?
Because it's one player against one player.
Yeah,
How is that
exactly.
teamwork?
Yeah.
It's not necessarily on your point of view. It's on your soldier's point of view. This is your army.
Okay.
You're playing the game of chess, but you are the king. You fall, the game is over.
Exactly.
The king does not fall, that means the game continues. You must use your pieces, your soldiers, your knights, your rooks, your bishops, to try to beat your opponents. So you have to use them in unison, use them together to achieve the same goal. If you keep pushing a pawn by itself, it becomes weak. You should not do that. You should not neglect a single piece, even a single pawn, because we have seen millions of games, because there are records where it shows the difference between a win and a loss is a single pawn, a single soldier.
That's true. I mean, Khaled, we see in all the national games and also in, I remember the Kuwaiti chess club, sometimes back in the days they used to take place in Souk Sharg, and I think nowadays maybe that you guys have your own place.
Yes, alhamdulillah.
Thank goodness for that. But I've seen basically a timer on the side.
The clock itself.
The clock, and, okay. And I see sometimes they have papers with them.
Ah, yes.
And they do calculations.
It's called the score sheets. Every single move, it has to be written down by both players, just in case there's a dispute at the end of the game or during the middle of the game. The arbiter or the referee, he comes, sees the score sheets, and based on that, he makes a decision.
Okay, and then
And for the clock,
is there a calculation for that?
oh, definitely. As in chess moves?
Give us an example. Can you?
There is a misconception.
Yeah.
A misconception, sorry.
Conception, yeah.
With calculation. People who are from the outside, they see chess and they say, the stronger the player, the more moves he can see.
The stronger the player?
He can see 30, 40, 50 moves down the line. But that's not accurate. The difference
It's not by the moves.
It's not by the
only,
moves.
yeah.
It's the accuracy.
The accuracy of the move, exactly.
Because as we go one move at a time, the variations become exponential.
Exactly.
Huge.
That's true.
So what does the strong player do? He looks at a position where he is comfortable.
He looks at the position where he?
5, 6 moves down the road, and if he's comfortable with it, then he plays this move. You look for something that's comfortable.
So basically, you don't look just one step ahead. You look 5, 6 steps ahead.
Sometimes, if the position demands it, you must look 10 moves ahead.
So when you say I look like 5 steps ahead, basically I'm saying I'm going to move this.
Yes.
I will predict that you will move that pawn front, and then I'm going to move this pawn front, and then you will move the other one. So this that kind of calculation.
That's the calculation. What if I play this? What if he plays that? After this, that.
Okay. So basically, takes a lot of time.
Absolutely. Both in training and the game.
Really?
Yes.
So how much time do you spend in chess?
On a single game or practice?
I mean, both, let's see. I mean, in a single game, how much?
On a single game. There was an achievement we just had recently. One of the players, Ibrahim Shab, we participated in the Chess Olympiads, 2014 in Norway.
Beautiful.
I guess he had the record for the longest game.
Seriously?
For 6.5 hours.
Ooh.
For one single game.
6.5 hours?
Fighting for a draw. And luckily he got it.
So, 6.5 hours? I mean,
Yes,
don't
for
you
one
have
game.
to go to the toilet or?
Of course, there's a timer.
You need something to grab a bite or?
Yes, the coach is there.
drink or, right?
He brings us our cookies, the water, the tea,
Okay.
to make sure that we stay focused on the game.
I mean,
And if you're wondering if we get up or not,
I mean, didn't he go to the toilet?
of course, he's a smoker, so he does.
So he goes, oh, and it would be really awesome with the smoking.
It is,
But you can't smoke indoor facilities.
of course, that's banned completely.
That's
That's the good news.
so. And let's say the average game.
Average game, it shouldn't take more than 3 hours. We also had another achievement. Badr al-Hajri, he got the fastest game won against a master. So that was a big achievement. And there was
He won against a master.
against a master in like 16 or 17 moves.
When you
very
say
quickly.
when you say a master means
Yes. It's a title given to a chess player,
okay.
meaning that he is more than a club player. that he plays
Oh.
in tournaments professionally.
Okay, so he has, let's say, a ranking.
We all have rankings.
Okay.
If we play in tournaments,
Yeah.
we all start having rankings.
There is like you deducting points.
It basically adds and deducts.
Adding and deducting.
Starts from around 1,000 up to 2,800. The master level is between 2,200 and above.
So, I mean, Khaled, how many hours do you practice a day?
A day?
Yeah.
It's not about a day now.
Yeah.
Maybe before I used to study a lot when I'm back in the university days.
Yeah.
But nowadays, since we have responsibilities, jobs,
Yeah.
families,
Yeah.
it's about 4 to 6 hours a week.
Oh, 4 to 6 hours
A week.
Okay.
So yeah, 2 times a day, 2 hours per day.
So
But before tournaments, 15 to 20 hours.
15 to 20. I mean, where do you think you can see our players, the Kuwait players? Are we basically still in the low, or we are trying to elevate to the professionalism?
The good news is, even though that we started the club officially by 2012, we have 5 titled players. They're called candidate masters.
Candidate masters.
We
Yeah.
never had that since the beginning. For 30 or 40 years, we
Wow.
just had candidate masters.
We have 5 now.
We have 5 now.
Kuwaiti.
We're very proud of that.
Nice, beautiful.
And we're hoping to get even more titled players.
Okay, can you tell us about the routine of the tournament?
The routine of the tournaments.
Yeah.
Well, it usually is announced 1 month ahead of time. So players can practice if they want. And during the tournaments, usually 9 rounds, they just stay and play their game.
Okay, that's it.
They have their clocks, they have their tea, they have their water.
And it's like free participation. There's no rules on
No,
any
rules there are.
participate. No, there are rules,
Yeah.
but I mean for the game. But I mean, anybody can come and.
Depending on the tournaments. For example, the Kuwait Chess Championship, which was held in February,
Okay.
only open to Kuwaitis. And there are open tournaments. This is where all the other opponents or players can participate.
Okay. So, and now I remember, as I said, like 10 years ago, you guys used to play your tournaments in, I mean, basically any indoor facilities such as Souk Shark or
Yes.
maybe some other, like today, like the Avenues and 360, but now you guys have your own hall. Is
We
that
have our
right?
own hall.
Okay.
But depending on the sponsor, for example, KOC, they sponsored us.
Okay.
So we played in their hall. For example, the tourism enterprise, they sponsored us and we played in the yacht club, which was also exciting.
Okay.
Playing on the seaside was beautiful.
Exactly.
Actually.
Especially in today, nowadays weather, you know, especially in, we are almost on the spring, you know. And
Definitely.
yeah, it's beautiful. So tell us about the basically Kuwait Wine Sport Association and their what they are offering for the chess players.
The Kuwait Mind Sport Association, which is short for KIMSA,
Mm-hmm.
they are basically a club for 4 games, which is chess, dama, bridge, and domina. And they offer all the facilities.
Sorry, again, can you go over
Yeah,
there?
chess,
Yeah.
dama,
Dama?
bridge, and domina. Dominoes.
Okay, dominoes we know.
but dominoes is
what
not
is a
really-
bridge?
Bridge, it's a card game. It's a famous card game
Okay,
back in the West.
okay.
There's tournaments there and there are big financial rewards.
Uh-huh.
But in Kuwait, not so much.
Okay.
There's like a very small amount of players, but they have their club there, which
Okay.
is a plus for
Uh-huh.
us and for them.
So, and how is, I mean, Dama, isn't Dama a little bit similar to chess?
It's similar as in there's 64 squares.
Okay.
The goal is also to finish your opponent by taking all
Which
his
is sheikh.
pieces.
Finish the
Yes,
sheikh.
making a sheikh,
Okay.
exactly.
Yeah,
Then eating up or gobbling up the opponent's pieces.
exactly.
Chess, on the other hand, it's all about the king.
Uh-huh.
Defeat the king, you win the game.
Yeah. If you don't defeat the king, no matter how many pawns you kill,
It
Still.
doesn't matter.
yeah.
Do you know the famous checkmate? The fool's mate? It finishes in 2 moves. In 2 moves, the game is over
Oh,
with a loss for white. So
2 moves?
In 2 moves, checkmate.
checkmate.
Yes,
Can you show us?
absolutely.
On our board?
I would love to.
Yeah.
So it has to be that white is helping out,
Okay.
making bad moves.
Okay.
The pawn is
Okay.
moved here,
Okay.
pawn here. As you can see, the queen can now exit.
Okay.
pawn is here,
Another pawn goes up. Huh?
and checkmate.
Oops.
Attacking the king.
Yeah,
and cannot exceed.
diagonally. Okay, so it's only with 2 moves.
Only 2 moves.
Wow.
That's why it's called the fool's mates. The white has to make bad moves
Uh-huh.
or foolish moves to lose.
That's amazing. No, actually, it's really something amazing, you know, to just with with 2 moves, you know, you kill the whole game.
That's the beauty of chess.
I mean, I don't think the big Russian, were Russian, the Kasparov and
Kasparov and Karpov, both are
Karpov,
Russians.
both Russians. They were great players back in the days.
Yes, they were.
Uh-huh.
Yes, they were, definitely.
Khaled Hashim,
Yes.
checkmate.
Ah,
We reached
I
the
lose.
end. We reached the end, Khaled Hashim. It was really our pleasure to have you with us.
The
And,
pleasure is all mine. Thank you
hopefully
for
we
having
see-
us.
We see you on national stages,
Inshallah.
inshallah.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
Thank you. Dear viewers, that's it. It's a checkmate to our today's episode, and we are at the end. I hope you had interesting half an hour with the chess and the definition of chess and everything. Until next episode, dear viewers, I wish you all the best and have a good night.